Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something that might surprise you. Happiness doesn't vanish with age. In fact, for many women, the later years can be the most liberating, peaceful, and self-fulfilling. Being older and living alone doesn't have to mean being lonely. It can mean owning your time, your space, and your joy. And today, I want to share 7 small, powerful things you can do every single day to keep your heart full, your mind sharp, and your smile alive. Before we begin, if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss any video. Number 1, start your day with a joy ritual. Some mornings can feel heavy, can't they? You open your eyes, and before your feet even touch the floor, a wave of silence reminds you that the house is empty. No sound of someone making coffee in the kitchen, no voices calling your name. It's in those first few moments of the day that your mood takes its direction. And here's the truth. You have the power to decide which way it goes. That's where a joy ritual comes in. A joy ritual is simply a small, intentional habit you create to fill your morning with something that makes you feel alive. It doesn't need to be grand or complicated. In fact, the simpler it is, the more likely you'll stick with it. The purpose is to give yourself a moment of delight, peace, or energy before the world has a chance to weigh you down. Think of it as your personal, emotional breakfast. Something that feeds your spirit before you even think about feeding your stomach. I once met a woman named Marlene, who's 74 and lives alone in a small coastal town. Every morning, she pours herself a cup of coffee, wraps a bright yellow scarf around her neck, and sits by her window to watch the sunrise. She doesn't check her phone, she doesn't think about chores, and she doesn't rush. For her, it's a sacred appointment with herself. It reminds me, she told me, that beauty still happens every day, whether I'm with someone or not. That scarf, that coffee, that view. They're her anchors, her way of telling herself, I'm here, I matter, and today is worth living. So, what could your joy ritual be? Maybe it's playing your favorite old song while you water your plants. Maybe it's writing a short, morning note to yourself in a notebook, describing one thing you're looking forward to. Or maybe it's stepping outside for 2 minutes just to feel the air on your face and listen to the birds. The point isn't what you choose. It's that you choose something that makes you feel good before the day truly begins. Here's how you can start first. Pick one small activity you genuinely enjoy that takes no more than 10-15 minutes. Keep it easy so it feels like a treat rather than a chore. Second, make it part of your morning routine, even on days when you feel tired or unmotivated. The magic is in the consistency. Third, protect it. Don't let phone calls, TV, or distractions take over this time. This is your moment, and it's worth defending. And ask yourself, how different would your mornings feel if they began with something you love, instead of something you have to do? How would your days feel if the very first thing you experienced was a reminder of joy instead of an echo of loneliness? The beauty of a joy ritual is that it becomes a gentle promise you make to yourself, no matter what happens today, I will have this one moment that belongs entirely to me. Over time, these little rituals stack up, creating a foundation of comfort and positivity that carries you through even the toughest days. You don't have to wait for someone else to bring joy into your life. You can create it right there in your own kitchen, living room, or garden every single morning. And the more you nurture it, the more you'll realize that happiness doesn't come from the size of the moment, but from the intention behind it. Number 2, move your body, even just a little. Some days, it feels easier to just stay in your chair. You tell yourself, I'll move later, but later comes and goes, and your body starts to feel heavier, stiffer, and less like the one you used to know. We've all been there. But here's the thing, the longer we wait to move, the more our bodies forget how good it feels. And moving, even just a little, is one of the most powerful gifts you can give yourself every single day. When I say, move your body, I don't mean hours at the gym or lifting heavy weights. I mean simple, gentle, consistent movement that tells your muscles, I still need you, and reminds your heart, I'm still here. Our bodies are designed to move. Every joint, every muscle, every bone thrives on it. Even 5 minutes of activity can boost your energy, improve your mood, and make you feel more alive. It's not about how far or how fast. It's about choosing to move instead of staying still. I remember meeting Clara, an 81-year-old woman who had arthritis in both knees. She told me she used to believe her movement days were over. Then one day, her granddaughter showed her a simple seated stretching video online. She started with 5 minutes a day, stretching her arms, rolling her shoulders, and lifting her legs gently from a chair. After a few weeks, Clara noticed she was walking around the house with more ease. I didn't get younger. She laughed, but I got lighter in my own skin. That small decision to move changed the way she lived her days. So how can you make movement part of your life without feeling overwhelmed? First, choose something you actually enjoy. It could be a slow walk around your garden, gentle dancing to your favorite old song, or light stretches before bed. When it's something you like, you'll look forward to it instead of dreading it. Second, keep it short and manageable. 5 to 10 minutes is enough to start. You don't have to prove anything to anyone, you just need to keep showing up for yourself. Third, attach it to something you already do every day. For example, do some light leg lifts while waiting for the kettle to boil, or stretch your arms while watching the evening news. Ask yourself, what would happen if you started giving your body even a little more movement each day? How would your energy feel if you replaced 5 minutes of sitting with 5 minutes of gentle walking? It's easy to underestimate the impact of small actions, but those small actions have a way of growing into habits that change how you feel from the inside out. The truth is, movement isn't just about keeping your body healthy. It's about reminding yourself that you are still capable, still active, still alive. It's about feeling the strength you have, instead of focusing on the strength you've lost. Every step, every stretch, every little sway to music is a celebration of the body that's carried you through life. And the beautiful part, you can start right now, where you are, with whatever ability you have. No matter your age, no matter your pace, moving your body, even just a little, is a way of saying to yourself, I'm still moving forward. Number 3, stay social, even in small ways. Loneliness has a way of sneaking up on you, doesn't it? You go a whole day without speaking to anyone, and at first, it feels peaceful. But then, somewhere in the quiet, you start to notice the absence of laughter, the missing sound of a friendly voice, the warmth of simple conversation. We are human. Connection is part of our design, and no matter our age, we need it like we need fresh air. That's why staying social, even in the smallest ways, can make such a difference when you're living alone. Being social doesn't mean throwing big parties or joining every club in town. It's about creating moments of connection in your everyday life. Moments that remind you you're part of a larger world. It can be as small as a smile at the cashier, a quick phone call to a friend, or a short chat with a neighbor over the fence. These little exchanges might not seem like much, but they lift your mood, keep your mind active, and make life feel richer. I think of Helen, a 79-year-old woman I met at a community center. She had lost her husband years earlier, and most of her close friends had moved away. She told me she used to spend days without speaking to anyone, until she made a decision. Every morning, she would walk to the same small cafe, order her tea, and chat for a few minutes with the barista. Over time, she learned his kids' names. He learned about her garden, and their small conversations became a bright spot in both their lives. It's not about having long talks, Helen said. It's about knowing someone sees you. If you want to bring more connection into your life, start small. First, think about your daily routines. Where can you add a human touch? Maybe you greet the same shopkeeper every week, or wave to the neighbor walking their dog. Second, use technology to your advantage. A short video call with family, a voice note to a friend, or even joining an online group about a hobby you love can help you feel linked to others. Third, consider joining a local activity that happens once a week. A book club, a gentle exercise class, or a crafting group. The key is consistency. The more you show up, the more familiar faces you'll find waiting for you. And ask yourself, when was the last time you reached out to someone just to say hello? How many smiles, conversations, and laughs might be waiting for you if you open the door, even just a crack, to let others in? The truth is, staying social doesn't require endless energy or a big circle of friends. It only takes small, intentional steps to keep connection alive. And when you choose to connect, you give yourself something priceless. The comfort of knowing you're not walking through life unseen. The world is full of people who would be happy to know you. All it takes is a little courage to start the first hello. Each time you reach out, you're not just filling your day with company, you're filling your heart with belonging. And that, no matter how small the moment, is a joy worth keeping. Number 4, feed your mind something new. Have you ever noticed how a single new idea can light you up from the inside? It's like opening a window in a stuffy room. Suddenly, fresh air rushes in, and you feel more awake, more alive. That's the magic of feeding your mind something new. When we stop learning, life can start to feel smaller. But when we challenge our brains, even in little ways, we give ourselves a reason to look forward to each day. Feeding your mind doesn't mean memorizing facts or going back to school. It simply means introducing your brain to something it hasn't seen, heard, or thought about before. The brain loves novelty. It thrives on it. New information keeps your memory sharp, your thinking flexible, and your mood lifted. And the best part, learning can be joyful. It can be as fun as trying a new recipe, reading a short article about a place you've never been, or picking up a skill you've always been curious about. I think of Evelyn, a 76-year-old woman who decided she wanted to learn how to paint, even though she'd never held a paintbrush in her life. She started with online tutorials, spending just 15 minutes a day practicing. At first, her paintings were messy, but she loved the colors and the sense of progress. Soon, she was sending small watercolor postcards to her friends. "It's not about being an artist," she told me. "It's about feeling like I'm still growing." Evelyn's life didn't suddenly become perfect, but her days became richer because she had something new to explore. If you want to feed your mind something new, start with what excites you. First, pick a topic or skill you've always been curious about. Maybe it's learning a few phrases in another language, baking bread from scratch, or exploring photography with your phone. Second, set aside just 10-15 minutes each day for it. Short, consistent practice is more powerful than occasional bursts. Third, keep it light and enjoyable. This isn't about pressure or performance. It's about curiosity and joy. And here's a question worth asking yourself. When was the last time you learned something purely because you wanted to, not because you had to? How much brighter could your days feel if you gave yourself that gift again? Feeding your mind something new is more than just a hobby. It's a way of telling yourself that your story isn't over. You're still adding chapters, still discovering parts of yourself you haven't met yet. Every new thing you learn adds a little spark, a little energy, a little more confidence that you're capable of growth at any age. You might be surprised by how much pride you feel when you master a small skill or remember something you studied the day before. The truth is, your mind is like a garden. If you stop planting, it becomes overgrown and dull. But with even a few minutes of fresh ideas and experiences each day, it stays vibrant and alive. So give yourself that gift, open the window, let in the fresh air, and see where your curiosity takes you. After all, life doesn't stop teaching, and neither should we stop learning. Number 5, treat yourself every day. Have you ever noticed how easily we save the good things for special occasions? The fancy cup stays in the cupboard, the nice perfume stays on the shelf, the expensive chocolates stay in the box. We tell ourselves we'll use them one day, but often, that day never comes. Life is happening now, and treating yourself every day is a way of saying, "I deserve joy today, not just someday." Treating yourself doesn't have to mean spending a lot of money or making grand gestures. It's about creating small, intentional moments of pleasure that remind you you're worth caring for. It could be as simple as wearing your favorite scarf just because, making yourself a delicious breakfast, or taking a slow walk in the sunshine. These are not luxuries, they are daily acts of kindness toward yourself. I remember meeting Doris, a 78-year-old widow who lived in a quiet neighborhood. For years after her husband passed, she wore the same plain clothes, kept her hair tied back, and rarely did anything just for herself. One day, her granddaughter gave her a bright red lipstick, for fun. Doris hesitated at first, but one morning she decided to wear it while making her tea. She told me later, "It felt silly at first, but then I looked in the mirror and thought, that's still me." That tiny act changed how she carried herself. Soon, she began adding more little pleasures to her days. Fresh flowers in the kitchen, music while cooking, a weekly pastry from the bakery. She wasn't waiting for life to give her happiness. She was giving it to herself. If you want to make treating yourself a part of your life, start with 3 simple steps. First, identify small things that make you feel good. A favorite snack, a relaxing bath, a hobby you enjoy, or a comfy spot where you love to sit. Second, give yourself permission to enjoy them without guilt. You don't need a reason to make your day brighter. Third, make it a daily ritual, whether it's in the morning to start your day with a smile, or in the evening as a way to unwind. And here's something to think about. If you can make someone else feel special with a simple gesture, why not do the same for yourself? Why wait for someone to hand you a bouquet when you can buy your own flowers and let them light up your living room? When you treat yourself every day, you're sending yourself a powerful message: you matter, your comfort matters, and your joy matters. It's not about selfishness. It's about self-respect. Those little treats add up over time, turning ordinary days into ones that feel a bit more special, a bit more colorful, a bit more yours. The truth is, you don't have to wait for birthdays, holidays, or big events to feel cherished. You can decide right now that every day holds something worth savoring. Whether it's a warm cup of coffee in your favorite mug, a phone call to someone who makes you laugh, or 5 minutes watching the sunset, these moments are reminders that your life is still full of things worth celebrating. And the best part, you're the one making it happen. Number 6, spend time with nature. There's something almost magical about stepping outside and letting fresh air fill your lungs. The breeze touches your skin, the sunlight warms your face, and for a moment, the noise of life fades away. Nature has a quiet way of reminding us that beauty still exists, no matter what's happening in our lives. And the truth is, spending even a few minutes in nature each day can lift your mood, calm your mind, and make you feel more connected to the world around you. Spending time with nature doesn't have to mean hiking through forests or climbing mountains. It can be as simple as sitting on your porch and watching the clouds drift by, tending to your garden, or taking a slow walk in a nearby park. Nature heals in small doses, and the benefits are both physical and emotional. It lowers stress, sharpens your senses, and can even make you sleep better at night. Most importantly, it offers a sense of peace that's hard to find anywhere else. I think of Margaret, a 75-year-old woman who moved to a small apartment after her husband passed. At first, she felt trapped inside, her days blurring together. Then she decided to start a tiny balcony garden. Every morning, she'd water her plants, check for new buds, and watch the bees visit the flowers. "It's like my little patch of life," she told me. "Even on days when I feel low, my plants give me a reason to get up and see what's changed." Her connection to those small bits of green gave her something to nurture, and in turn, it nurtured her. If you want to invite more nature into your life, start small. First, make a habit of stepping outside for at least 5 minutes each day, even if it's just to stand in the sunlight or feel the evening breeze. Second, bring nature closer to you. Place a potted plant by your window, keep fresh flowers on your table, or hang a bird feeder where you can watch the visitors. Third, combine nature with something you already enjoy, like reading in a sunny spot or having your morning tea in the garden. And ask yourself, when was the last time you truly noticed the sound of leaves rustling, the smell of rain, or the colors in a sunset? How much joy could you add to your days simply by paying attention to these small wonders? The beautiful thing about nature is that it doesn't demand anything from you. It's there, ready to offer comfort, inspiration, and a reminder that life moves forward in seasons. Just as flowers bloom again after winter, we too can find renewal. Spending time with nature is more than just an activity. It's a way to reconnect with the world and with yourself. Every time you pause to feel the breeze, admire a flower, or watch the sky change colors, you're giving yourself a moment of calm and perspective. Those moments may be small, but they have the power to make your days brighter, your heart lighter, and your life feel just a little more alive. Number 7, in the day with reflection, not regret. There's a certain quiet that comes at the end of the day. The light softens, the noise outside fades, and it's just you and your thoughts. For many people, this is when regret tries to creep in, replaying mistakes, missed opportunities, or moments you wish had gone differently. But here's the thing, ending your day with regret only steals the peace you deserve. What if instead you ended it with reflection, a gentle review of your day that focuses on learning, gratitude, and what went right? Reflection is not about ignoring what could have been better. It's about shifting your focus to what was good and how you can grow from the rest. It's looking at your day like a book you've just read, noticing the interesting parts, appreciating the good chapters, and thinking about how the story might continue tomorrow. This approach doesn't just improve your mood. It helps you sleep better, wake up with more energy, and carry less emotional weight. I think of Ruth, an 82-year-old woman who once told me that for most of her life, she ended her days thinking about all the things she hadn't done. She'd go to bed feeling anxious, telling herself she'd do better tomorrow. Then one evening, after a conversation with her daughter, she decided to try something new. Each night before bed, she would write down 3 things she was glad about from her day. They could be as simple as a good cup of tea, a friendly chat, or a task she finished. Within a few weeks, she noticed she was falling asleep with a lighter heart. "I realized my life is fuller than I give it credit for," she said. If you want to end your day with reflection, here are some easy ways to start. First, set aside 5 minutes before bed to think about what went well today. Don't overcomplicate it. Even small wins count. Second, if something didn't go as planned, instead of blaming yourself, ask, "What can I learn from this?" Turning regret into a lesson takes away its sting. Third, consider writing down your thoughts in a small notebook. Seeing your reflections in writing can make the good moments feel more real and give you something uplifting to look back on. Ask yourself, how would it feel to end each day with a sense of calm instead of a knot in your stomach? How much lighter would your mind feel if you celebrated the little victories instead of punishing yourself for the imperfections? Ending your day with reflection is a way of telling yourself, "I did my best today, and that's enough." It shifts your energy from dwelling on the past to preparing for tomorrow with hope. Over time, this simple habit can transform the way you see your life. You start to notice more of the beauty, appreciate more of the progress, and accept more of yourself. The truth is, no day will ever be perfect, but every day has something worth keeping. And when you choose to close your day with gratitude and learning instead of regret, you give yourself the gift of peace. Tomorrow will come soon enough. For now, you can rest knowing that today, in your own way, you truly lived it. Growing older alone doesn't mean shrinking your life. It means shaping it on your own terms. These 7 little habits might seem small, but they add up to something big. A life that still feels worth waking up for every single morning. Remember, happiness isn't found in grand events. It's in the daily choices you make for yourself. And the beautiful truth, it's never too late to start. God bless you.